How's it going, you sexy beasts? It's Friday once again, which means that it is time for another episode of the Fan Pick Friday Challenge. This is the series where you, with your face just packed full of awesome, can suggest weapon setups, attachment skills, classes, or whatever else you can imagine, and see how well I can do with it. Last week's episode was the Gangsta Loadout by Scarbs, which featured the LA8 Rebel pistol for the new conglomerate. If you would like to suggest a challenge for next week's episode, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below, and I'll choose one of the most upvoted comments for next week's Fan Pick Friday Challenge. From what you've seen on this video so far, I'm sure you can deduce what exactly this week's challenge presents. It was rather fun using this weapon, with its very potent strength at medium to longer ranges. Its rate of fire, though, was its one weakness that got me killed far too many times. So, this week's challenge is the Mid-Dick Loadout by Bini Shulman, which features the Corvus Assault Rifle. They state, an outbreak of dick disease on Araxis has left many new conglomerate and Terran Republic soldiers with an insatiable urge to smear their penises on you. This loadout was created by the Vanu Sovereignty as a latch-ditch attempt to cleanse the crotches of Araxis. That is a very delicious description, which is surprising since I didn't get teabagged a single time while running this. Anyway, the remainder of the loadout, Corvus with advanced forward grip and Compensator provides the accuracy, even at range, to dismember rampant dicks. Manticore with laser sight and suppressor for those dire situations when you get caught with your pants down. Revive grenades to erect fallen allies, Nanoweave to give an edge in firefights, and C4 to combat vehicles. So, yeah, that happened. If any of you are curious, HP McDougal's Heavy Weapons Master loadout actually got 28 upvotes in total, but since he has been selected twice or so already, he decided to pass it on to the next one up. So, there you go if you are curious as to why this one was selected. But anyway, with that out of the way, thank you so very much for your lewd and awesome setup, Bini Shulman. I have to admit, though, that I'm terrible at getting dick shots since my brain is hardwired, giggity, to aim at the chest and head, giggity, so please don't get mad at me. So, since my favorite rifle in the game has got to be the Gauss Rifle S, the Corvus just fits right at home in my hands. If you're curious about faction-equivalent guns for the new conglomerate and the Terran Republic, you are looking at the Gauss Rifle S and the Saber 13, respectively. Though all three of these guns function differently between one another, their bullet damage and rate of fire are all very similar. Anyway, let's talk about some numbers about the Corvus. It deals 167 damage up to 10 meters and a minimum of 143 damage out at 75 meters. It comes with 30 rounds per magazine and another 150 in the reserve. It fires at 526 rounds per minute, has a short reload speed of nearly 2 seconds, and a long reload speed of 2.47 seconds. Vertical recoil pulls up at a rate of 0.3 degrees per shot, and has a muzzle velocity of 600 meters per second. With the numbers out of the way, how exactly does this hold up on the battlefield, riddled with dick disease? Well, it's a combination of completely awful and totally awesome. When I was getting caught out in the open at ranges between 40 to 60 meters, the Corvus is able to hold its ground very well. But once you're running around indoors or along the inner walls of facilities, you're going to get outshot by pretty much every other gun. Just to put it into perspective, the Corvus is a 6-bullet kill that fires at 526 rounds per minute, and the Reaper DMR is a 5-bullet kill that fires at 500 rounds per minute. It's a pretty big disadvantage in the way of the Corvus, but it only truly shows when you're engaged in ranges where shotguns begin to become a problem. Luckily, because of these engagement distances that the Corvus forces us to use, we can be a very potent support player. Due to the strength of the revive grenades, we can hang back behind the lines of engagement and fluff our allies back on their feet without having to get into the line of fire. If any allies do go limp around us, the Nanite flesh repair tool can get our teammates back up and keep the pressure on. I just think that swapping the Compensator for a suppressor and putting on a 3.4 times scope will make this rifle much stronger. Staying off the minimap while playing as a supportive medic is a very potent role to play and can keep the offensive thrust going for quite a long time. As a fallback weapon to the Corvus, the Manticore is a very fun weapon to use. It's pretty much a carbon copy of the New Conglomerate's mag shot, but has a little more pew-pew thrown into the mix. With the suppressor and the laser sight equipped, I found myself hammering down my opponents with a simple 2-shot to the chest and knife combo, or popping domes as enemies come around corners. As usual, Nanite revive grenades are just amazing for nearly every situation that a medic can come across. It's far too fun to see an enemy Empire-specific farmer fly over and hose down a full squad of allies with their farmer pods, then toss a revive nade their way and watch all the points rack up. Due to the sheer strength of the revive grenades, I found myself opting for Grenade Bandolier over pretty much any other suit slot certification available to the medics. Nanoweave is a very strong choice if you're caught in plenty of crossfires or are going balls deep into close quarters combat, but I felt as if flak armor would be a much more suitable choice for the range at which our weapons allow us to engage. And the last bits of this loadout, the C4. C4 is by far my favorite thing in this game when it works properly. When it doesn't, it quickly becomes the source of all of my anger. It's the strongest weapon to take out the one thing that plagues this game. Maxes. The one downside is, though, that your soldier usually enters full retard mode when trying to detonate a placed C4 brick and doesn't know how to press the pretty red button when you click your mouse. I've died far too many times from the single aspect of the game that I'm slowly shifting away from tossing C4 unless I know I'm not going to be shot. So there you have it, you sexy beasts, the Corvus Assault Rifle available to the Vanu Sovereignty Combat Medic class. Thank you for your me-dick loadout, Bini Shulman. Hopefully all you sexy badasses enjoyed this week's Fan-Picked Friday challenge, and if you did, please give it a mega super awesome Vanu thumbs up. What would you guys like to see for next week's episode? Go ahead and leave a comment in the section below, stating any weapons, attachments, class, or whatever else you can imagine. I'll choose one of the most upvoted comments for next week's episode, so make sure to upvote any other setups that look awesome to you. Also, let me know if this particular video looks any better or worse than my previous ones. I'm trying something new, so I want to hear your feedback. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and if you'd like to see more videos like these, then go ahead and subscribe. It is completely free willy.